Vigilante Wednesday here on the 23rd episode of VW Casual. Even though I don't have anything in the title, there's a few things I want to talk about. Something I forgot to talk about yesterday on the Culture Crime Fires with Matt on his channel, so check that out if you haven't. And something that we kind of touched on, the whole Nicki Minaj hubbubaloo, so to speak. It even got to the White House, believe it or not, the White House press secretary, whatever the hell Chucky doll is. She had to talk about it. So we'll talk about that. Amongst other stuff. But the thing, like I said, I wanted to talk about Hawkeye. I hadn't seen the trailer. I still have not. So you get to hear my live reaction to that here in a little bit. And maybe playing some retro games. Maybe to end with some either Dr. Mario or Tetris on the NES. We'll just call it NES. But anyways, how's everybody in the chat? I see One Rough Girl. Hail One Rough Girl. Hopefully you're still here. I know it's late because we're both in the Carolinas. Hail Snorter Poop is Q Burr. Hail Pat S. Appreciate you being here. All right. And you know what? I got my positive news story picked out too. So all right, so we got the whole show pretty much set up. But first thing I wanted to get into is Hawkeye. I want to get into Hawkeye and just react because I have no knowledge of what this is going to be like. My thoughts, before we get into, I know it's supposed to be Kate Bishop, I believe, and she was part of the all new, all different Marvel, bestest ever type Marvel. So there's that, and there's, Hawkeye is kind of like Black Widow. Granted, he's still in the universe, but any movie or TV show or property with him, it probably should have been done a while ago. And hey, no worries. Hey, if anybody tails off, feel free to watch the playback. I know a lot of people watch the playback of these streams, and I appreciate that. So that's why it's even more important to, do good content. Because I saw the Saturday night, live Saturday night, or late Saturday night. A lot of people watched that playback, so thank you. Really appreciate it. But as far as Kate Bishop Hawkeye, I've heard the worst about it. But, just like I was with Shang-Chi, I'll give everything, its fair chance. I'll give everything an open mind, unless it's obvious. I still have to see the Karen movie. That's obvious, but I want to see it. It looks great. And shout out to the stream elements about it. He's running. Everybody's running. Everybody's working hard. All right. Hold on. Let me get my headphones going. And then we'll share. And then we'll talk. And we'll probably get, anyone else watching the playback. Because, again, people do watch it. This will probably be trimmed out. The actual trailer itself. So I'll try, I'll react and pause or whatever. But the trailer itself will be trimmed out because it usually gets trimmed out when I do this because of claims and like. So with all that in mind, let me share the screen and let's get dangerous, so to speak. All righty.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
Hey!
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
It's the most wonderful time.
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
You're Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling.
Things have gotten more complicated.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I don't know.
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy shit! There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
I don't know.
It's just some Christmas.
I don't know, guys. Yes, first off, let's keep it space. I think she's famous. Not only that, what did they do in this trailer that we never see ever from a strong woman? I'll go play it back. I was shocked when I saw it. I'm like, that changes everything, sort of, because now we have a something called dynamic. But where is it? Yeah, something we never ever see from a strong woman. Failure. Now it's gonna be Marvel. It's gonna have that that vibe, that post Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, and substantion dildo, buzz. Hawkeye. Listen, the logistics of a Hawkeye in the Marvel universe, the logic of a Hawkeye in the Marvel universe, there is none. There is none. Same with Green Arrow in the DC universe. Like, no, there are like super powered super beings and super tech and all this other shit. You ain't gonna get it done with some arrows. Strong maybe, right? That's what I'm thinking. Strong maybe. I it's like especially, I don't know how many episodes they keep it to. It's specifically Christmas themed. Super strong, maybe. Super strong, possible. You know what? I haven't reviewed a Marvel series, a Marvel Universe series since WandaVision. I've stopped. If you guys want me to, it's not something I'd blacklist. It looks interesting, and honestly, that scene of that girl falling and just seeing, oh, she might actually have to be mentored. That might be interesting. That might be incredibly interesting. Again, Hawkeye, any Archer type character in the Marvel in a superpowered universe is a logic fuck. Hawkeye himself included. And we could have had Hawkeye, 5-10 years ago, same as Black Widow. We probably should have had a team up with them 5 or 10 years ago. But that's notwithstanding. I gotta say, maybe. I kind of came into this trailer thinking I would hate it a lot more than I actually do. And so I gotta be honest. It's a strong maybe. It is a post-Marvel, post-Guardians. Don't take us too seriously. But you know what? It's honest. It's like, we don't want you to take us that serious. This is something fun. It's 5 to 6 episodes to watch around Christmas with Hawkeye in them and a new character. And there's a mentor relationship and there's some buddy cop elements. And it's have fun. I can't fault a movie for that or a series for that. I can't just, listen, I'm not a Disney guy. But there's a reason they have so much money. They do know what they're doing on certain elements. Man. The chat in the video seems to be happy. I'm kind of happy. Yeah, exactly. Mentored by a strong male lead. Gas. That's what they showed. Some buddy cops, some mentorship, some, you know what I mean? He tells her, there's a couple times, there's a point where he says, don't use that arrow. She uses the big arrow as a fucking bomb. She's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So it's like they show like, okay, she thinks she knows it all, but she doesn't. And it's damn right refreshing. Because we used to get characters and dynamics like that all the time. That's a classic dynamic. It could work. The trailer showed me that they may get out of their own way. Now we do know they know how to cook the books, and that's not just literal, but figuratively as well. They know how to present an image, present something that isn't the case, so to speak. We still don't know what the hell happened with Captain Marvel or Shang-Chi or a lot of other movies. Or what happened to that that auditor, that accountant that figured out something that was going funky with the math. Hopefully she didn't have any Clinton type issues. But yeah, Disney, this could be a bait and switch. It could definitely be a bait and switch. But for now, I gotta stay cautiously positive. But to get back to Disney to get into the reasons why we think bait and switch, why we think, why we're a little bit more neutral. This is a story I saw in Bounding, of course. I love Bounding. Actually, most of the stuff is not coming from Bounding. It post millennial then. Marvel fans roast the company for celebrating Hispanic Latinx Heritage Month. John F. Trent wrote it. And thumbs up. Don't put a thumb up me, but I appreciate the thumbs up. And I got a FU from Cinch and Dildo, which is what I expected. But Marvel fans roasting the Latinx thing. And I really wish I had Paulie just handy. I know I saw he had a video celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And so that's pretty cool. But I guess there's the left, hashtag the left, hashtag leftist, whatever the hell you want to call them. The wokies, the wokosos, are trying to do what they do best, co-opt things and end up more racist than the racists they see in the shadows. Marvel fans weren't having any of Marvel's virtue signaling after they called to celebrate Hispanic Latinx Heritage Month. I'll just show you the tweets. That's all that's relevant. Bill Martin says, stop being disrespectful with the Latinx garbage. It's Latino, Latina. Mao Armente said, we'd rather not have the X. Another topic, Spider-Man 2099 was the coolest character to play in Shattered Dimensions. Ron McCong said, Latin America is a term and is also gender neutral. Stop with the Latinx. We can say Latin Heritage Month. So just all these different, and yes, they're tweets. So what the fuck are they worth, right? But it's just interesting to see, hey, there is a backlash at Latinx. And I think it's important. And a lot of the issues that we have with the I don't know what you want to call it. I joked about the left because I don't think this is a left or right issue. I think that's those, especially because those terms don't even have weight based upon what they would have 5-10 years ago. And good night, One Rough Girl. I hope you have a good night. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Check out the playback tomorrow if you have time, or whenever you have time. But yeah, I don't know if those terms are really apt. I think they just divisiveness, the authoritarians and their culture, so to speak. Latinx is my third favorite mutant team, says Pat S. Everyone in Latin America hates each other just like in Europe. Yeah, people tend to be tribal. That's what makes what America actually has done a little bit more impressive than it gets credit for, with all the different cultures here. That notwithstanding, whatever you want to call this group, they have this thing of being racist towards the group. And I'm not trying to see guys peek. Can we? What's with these ads, Bounding? You damn ads. Okay, I'm just going full screen. Seeing this guy piss in loop. What the fuck? All right. So whatever you want to call the group, the authoritarians, the left, the wokies, they have this tendency to be very, very racist at their core. What could be more racist? They have this other term called BIPOC for me. But what could be more racist than telling people what their culture is? What could be more discriminatory than that? You're not Puerto Rican, you're Latinx. Because I said so. You're not whatever. You're not Cubano, you're Latinx. Because I said so. You're not Dominican, you're Latinx. Because I said so. That's what they're doing. They're creating a term for the purpose of gender neutrality, pushing that agenda, and then they're like cascading it over tons and tons of different cultures with no real respect for the individual cultures in and of themselves or Latin America as a whole. There's more. We can show a few more of these tweets. Since the guy, it was this weird ad. As Latina, LAG says, stop referring to us as Latinx. Philip Fromdahl says, stop appropriating their culture and changing their language to fit your own superiority conflicts. Well, he's probably a Trump supporter, so we can throw his logic out. We know that. That's a joke, guys. Daniel Chewy, I'm sorry. I don't want to be racist by mispronouncing the name because apparently that's the thing. Latinx, just say Hispanic, it's less offensive to us. You know what? And to piggyback off that, just say black. It's much less offensive to person of color, personally. Marvel, quit flaunting your Latinx agenda. It's not popular among many of your Latina fan base. I'd celebrate if you stop using Latinx as a scripture. What's a Latinx Marvel? Am I Wolverine Spawn? And Ernesto Flores says it'd be like cooler if you didn't refer to us as Latinx. Thanks. David Agano, this is the real kind of key one. I'm offended by the term Latinx. No one gave you the right, no one gave anyone the right to rewrite my heritage. And that's what they do. That's what it is. You're just now a BIPOC. You're a person of color. You're a Latinx. You're cisgendered, guys. I don't want to assume anyone's gender in the chat, but for the most part, I mean, bears go by the same gender, right? Snorter Poopers? Maul, any woke doofus, they call me Polarex. So yeah, so you're all cisgender. You're not just, male or female. You're MAB, male assigned at birth, or female assigned at birth. They use language to change things, but there's a pushback. Young Ripper says it every day, and he also said it today. But like everything is downstream from culture for so long as this system exists, which only God knows how long we have to exist. But it's everything's downstream from culture. The fact that we have what we had in California, regardless of what happened, that's downstream from culture. And I'm going to be less of a voting guy going forward myself. But it's to the people who are invested in this broken ass system they call democracy. Because all systems are broken because man can't lead his own step. But for those who are still trying to vote their way out of it, you see the struggles with that because of culture. Because either there are tons and tons of people in a state that want the same things to continue, or there's widespread what, and there's not enough people to actually do anything about it because of the cultural mores of the day. You're not supposed to. It's culturally inappropriate to think anything other than a narrative, as we'll get into the next few next few stories we talk about. Everything is downstream from what we allow culturally, and we'll also talk about how that goes both ways. We'll show a superintendent who loses his fucking job because he's a shithead. And you know what such did? I did not see that. Speaking of rewriting heritage, did y'all see the Gregorian lady the Queen's Gambit is based on is suing Netflix? Voting is stupid except on a local level. I agree with this. You have to have more impact on a local level. You know what? We can actually show why that is as the next story. We can switch it up. To kind of put a bow on the Latinx thing. It to me is actually incredibly racist to rewrite someone's heritage. Just like I hate the person of color. I hate BIPOC. I hate this shit. I think this shit is more racist than anything. I think the fact that they made us focus on race so much, especially very recently, it's all for divisive purposes. You guys know I'm a conspiracy theorist, and so some of those incidents weren't even for real, if you catch my drift. So it's a lot of bullshit, man. A lot of bullshit, a lot of division. I guess it makes for ratings, but it's fuckery, man. It's real fuckery. And this virtue signaling shit, companies have to pay a price for it. They have to have some consequence for virtue signaling. They have to start feeling culturally. I'm getting tired of this categorizing of people as well, man. I really am. It's not natural, man. It's not fucking natural. I don't care what anyone says. Can't stand the term POC, me neither. But what we have to get to a point culturally is Marvel, any company that does shit like this needs to face cultural pushback the same as what I don't want to say cancel culture. It's not get hard and get hard. There you go, way down. But go real hard at somebody and take jobs. But it's just like, okay, you've committed a faux pas. You know you committed a faux pas, and everyone looks down on you for having committed that faux pas. You need to take hits to your brand. Now you can make the argument Marvel's taking so many hits to their brand, Disney's taking so many hits to their brand, even though I just was pretty positive on Hawkeye. But Disney's taking so many hits, Marvel's taking so many hits that it doesn't matter. It's just more crap on top of crap. And that's a probably fair argument at this point because this is not the first at all, lest we forget the New Warriors. You know what I mean? Lest we forget a billion other things. Gay Star-Lord, just other stuff I'm forgetting. I mentioned all different Marvel. I mentioned the Avengers game, which was shut down because of Kamala Khan. Thank you, Sana Amanat. I mentioned Hillary Clinton. She, her cousin, was a part of her crew. That's neither here nor there. Until we get to the point that companies feel like, oh, there's a consequence to doing this shield bullshit, they won't feel like it. And we'll see. Maybe if this is all they get from the Latin community, Latinx community, Latinas and Latinos. I'm joking with Latinx stuff, but if this is what we get from Latin Americans and Latinos, Latinas, if we get that pushback, they'll be forced to change. They'll be forced to see these things as faux pas and negative. So again, this is a cultural thing. This is a very cultural thing. Somebody mentioned local, and shout out to Rough Girl who's in the bleachers and still got your back. I appreciate it. New York superintendent and CRT advocate ousted by school board. This is local. This is somewhere in New York. This is what has to happen. This is how this works. It's not, in 2022 we're gonna show the Dems and don't let Tim Pool, I don't even know if Tim Pool does it. I don't know who does it. Steve Turley, whoever the fuck is working you guys like that, don't let them do that. That doesn't matter. Get your local superintendent. Get him whacked when he's talking some crazy shit, especially if you plan on living in the same place for a while. Because this is the guy who's going to impact how the kids who start off serving you at Chick-fil-A end up your boss. This is the guy who's going to impact how they think. So you need guys like that out if you don't agree with them, or keep them in. Keep them in. But local is where everything has to happen. Again, if you're especially when we're talking cultural. It has to be, oh man, I can't do that type of thing here. That's what has to happen. Sorry. New York school superintendent and an avid backer of critical race theory was voted out by his school board this week. This decision was taken after anger from parents boiled over on Martin Cox, of course his name is Cox, his plan for a diversity task force, coupled with their displeasure on how he handled other duties. And of course, school superintendents get paid pretty good. I don't know why I got hair extensions. I don't got to weave. Critical race theory critic Christopher Rufo raised the story on Twitter, stating a school board in Rockland County, New York, forces the resignation of Superintendent Martin Cox, who was pushing for a critical race theory based curriculum. And again, this has to happen more. This has to be the standard so that there's pushback at this. Like, oh, we can't do this because there's cultural pushback. And these are the reasons why. That's how you impact things. Local reporter Samantha Crawford, who was present when Cox was voted out as superintendent, corroborated the story Tuesday night. The vote by the Clarkstown Board of Education in Rockland County voted in favor of dismissal 5-1. Positive stuff. A litany of leadership called lack of proper air conditioning, COOF policies, and a BLM presentation gone awry as the reasons for his removal. Cox aggravated parents when he decided to make all his students the school year wearing masks. This is in addition to social distancing measures in school and traveling on buses. And then the district diversity initiative and BLM said that they were supposed to be a part of a student presentation at Felice Festa Middle School at the end of the previous year. The ADL, No Place from Hate slideshow. Oh Lord, the ADL. Man, you don't want to talk about. They got a lot of these organizations that mean the opposite: anti-fascist, anti-racist, anti-definition, or defamation, or definition too. You remember that Webster thing. But listen, man, it's like anti is silent when it comes to them. And shout out to Gomer Kyle. Appreciate you being there. Dewey Cox. Tax the Rich. We will talk about that. But I don't have that up. I thought I had that up. What the hell is wrong, man? I must have deleted it. We'll talk about that Tax the Rich shit. I gotta talk about that. Have to talk about that. But yeah, bunch of woke shit. And apparently didn't get the air conditioning right. And that's another consistent. It's consistent. That they have a high propensity of being racist themselves, and that there's an incompetence issue, that they can't do competent things. You're the superintendent, and you can't get the air conditioning right, but you're tossing out BLM slides and all this other shit. That's they have to hide the fact that they suck behind bullshit. But listen, like we said earlier, everything is downstream from culture. And everything is local. So if you culturally push back, hey, being a woke idiot superintendent, you just can't do that anymore. It ain't happening at the local level. These motherfuckers go away. The Antifa teachers go away. That'll have way more impact than who you vote for in 2022 or 2024 or whatever year we'll be told that we're voting. As long as the system lasts. You have to impact things locally. And I'm looking for the Tax the Rich story because we can get into that next. I thought I could have swore I had it up. But I had to restart my computer to, for some reason, my mic and stuff wasn't working, so I had to restart it. But yeah, this is something that has to be the modus operandi for the I don't know what you want to call, because I'm not a conservative. That's why I call them conservatives. I'm closer to the libertarian. That's why non-leftists. The non-leftists have to push back at the local level, have to push back at the cultural level. We've totally lost the culture war. It's already an L. We're trying to restart a new one. If you have common sense, the culture war has been lost. Yeah, everyone's talking about AOC. The AI that spies on you has mistaken you for a black woman. Yeah, that's what I think happened. Town's about 40 miles away from NYC. Let's see. Hey, rough girl, Gomer Kyle. So it's called not to wear a mask at football games. We still have to wear them inside. It's crazy. Look at how ADL was started illuminating stuff. I'm sure it is. Yeah, this dot pocket tax the rich. Let's get into it. By the way, I wanted to clarify something when I was talking about all the ladies yesterday. There's nothing wrong with being average, but it's the over importance. So I have a fear about this demon. Tax the rich in the white and red for the what this is some demon god that the white and red is relevant to. The fear is that she will be the emperor of the world or president or whatever the hell position's called. And not the next one, not 2024, but by 2028. Even though I think she's eligible in 2024, but I think 2028 on, this demon has the potential to be president. And like, here's all the issues with the tax the rich. One, as one rough girl, and a lot of you guys in the chat have pointed out, she's rich. Two, as we know, it's not tax just the rich. There is no just here, because once they raise the taxes on them, they'll raise the taxes on us because taxes always go up. By the way, yeah, this is first, who is the Met Gala for? I thought it was for stuffy old, like, Eyes Wide Shut members. But they got all these young acts. Like, do young normies respond to the Met Gala? I'm asking genuinely. I'm asking as a boomer. I'm asking as somebody I touch. Is anyone that has young kids? Does anyone care about the Met Gala? Because it was not a big deal when I was young for you to have celebrities here, because this is supposed to be the celebritization of politicians. They did it with Obama, and they tried to do it with Hillary a little bit, but it didn't really work with her. But now they're starting young. So she's young-ish, and yeah, she wasn't exactly poor before. And yeah, of course, they hate white men, except when it comes to sleeping with people. They love themselves some white men, and a ginger of all people. Sometimes I feel about enforcing these unnecessary and unasked for black characters. All these shows are going to have an adverse effect on us. I did a video about that almost a year ago. Like, we'll never get another Fresh Prince. It'll never happen. We'll never get our own stuff ever again. Not by the mainstream media. They won't. They'll only make us derivative stuff. We'll never get another Bad Boys. We'll never get another Martin. We'll never get another Will Smith, even. Because he could only be in protest movies. He can never be an action hero like he was in the 90s. That's what they've done to us. All by the guise of they're trying to do what's right for us. They're trying to, be our best friend. Same with this guy. She's trying to be everyone's best friend, tax the rich. Young Ripper has broken this down. I know we talk about him. I'm a Rippertarian more than I'm a libertarian. How about that? So he's breaking it down. He's brought it down like, if you took all the money from like the richest individuals, that wouldn't last like 6 months. Like, you don't realize how broken the system is. And that's who idiots like this. She put tax the rich on her ass to confuse the kids of how broken the fucking system it is. As Cinch and Dildo may say, illuminating stuff. Illuminating stuff. And yeah, how do you not get air conditioning right? Referring to the last story with his woke idiot ass superintendent. He could get BLM stickers everywhere, but can't get the air conditioning right. The fuck out of here. We got to stop this shit. This dot has to be clown. I don't care what ritual she went to be up there with this guy who twerks on demons and Rihanna. This guy who twerks on demons and Lil Nas X. But no, we have to push back culturally. That's how we win this. You don't win this by all this other bullshit. You win by the Washington Post, they can say whatever they want. They're bought and paid for. But this is clown shit. This is silly. This is ridiculous. Tax you. Tax the politicians. How about cut the politicians' pay and cut the power down? Cut the politicians' pay and put the politicians' power on dress. So you get a friend. Get someone else to wear the dress. The leopard print, I think, means like sex kitten for those who are into that sort of thing. And where's your mask, by the way, bitch? You're right next to this motherfucker. What about the wrist? Jesus. Let's see what you got. I've been just going through and missing a lot of you guys. I see Dadman Walking. I see RIP to Norm McDonald. VW been a bad week. Norm dying. Predator selling. Oh, the Predator selling off for the vax. I should have done it 15 years ago, so I wouldn't blow my money on that crap. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it. I saw the fucking what the fuck are the DC heroes were bending over for the jab. And yeah, you know what? People think, oh, you're a conservative. No, you know what I think conservatives are?
Gay.
And just because that echo, we're doing it one more game.
Gay.
You're right, Sensitive. I agree. Alexandria Occasional Cortex, say what you will. Future emperor of the world. That's the whole point. That's why she's able to get 500,000 people on Twitch. She's so kids grow up with wanting to be her. Your AI must think you're white. Weird. You know what it'd be fucked up, because I watched some Sometimes I watch like memes and shit. I wonder if some of the dramatic memes I watch make them think I'm a black woman. Listen while cleaning up. Cleaning up to meet important people. I hope everything goes well with those important people, Dad, man. There's a story out that the person that designed her dress stole the design from another person. Obviously, they're socialists. There's no originality. You don't have property rights. You don't have intellectual property rights. How about we put a salary cap of $100K max per Hollywood actor, and the rest of their contract is taxed? Sound fair to me? I like to think that, man. I like the way you think. Oh man, ADL was started by you see the word there, guy who was accused of, you see the word there. He started ADL, used his resources to blame a black guy for it. Well, I would like to say I'm shocked, but I'm not. You know what? It does look Chick-fil-A-ish. Doesn't it? Like eat more chicken? Every year the Met Gala has a theme, and this theme put out and stars were and stars were close according to the same. Sometimes Anna gives the stars close to where pretty soon we're gonna be hiding out in our friend's house watching Chappelle Show and Flavor of Love. Well, the one thing with the Met Gala is, if you ever see breakdowns of it, there's a lot of Illuminati shit, man. A lot of dark, demonic, crazy shit. Even that font looks disturbing. Can't help but imagine kissing ALC would be like sucking a horse's teeth properly. We have Kyle Dunnigan in his Fresh Prez of DC. I have never seen that. I'm assuming that's a Fresh Prince parody. And BLM creators hog the rich and not even helping out Larry Elder. Man, they didn't even say anything about him getting, that egg thrown on him. And they consider him he's a black white supremacist. Just because Ripper has the best BS detector I've ever seen. Agreed, man. He's great. I spammed her and they said there are like 30 pictures saying give up your Congress medical pant. Give up your pay. I like that. Hoshler said Lil Nas X was trying to be a Kmart Ray James. Pay, that's what you meant. He's just a puppet troll. I'm a conservative or independent kind. Yeah, listen, I'm not knocking conservatives. I just am not one. I guess I kind of want to call them conservatives. The reason I call them conservatives is not like disrespectful to the people who have like conservative values. It's just that there's just this like they believe too much into the people that they're supposedly representing them. They haven't taken everything to the logical extension, which is we have all we have is us. They say we have no help. We have us. And so this idea that one of these politicians is going to do right by you, and sometimes you might get that, but that's not what you should be dependent on. I think that's dependent on, like we've talked about, you got to be local, you got to be on it, and you got to be also the taste. You got to be the one setting the tone and stop reacting to everybody. Always being the reactors, always looking to own the Dems, own the left, and it's like, well, they own you now. They own every part of fucking culture. While you're looking for, Ben Shapiro owns the Dems. It's like, okay, thanks for that, bro. Thanks for that. There's jab mandates everywhere. Thanks for that, bro. Appreciate it. I like that photo of the old rich white woman in a dress that has equality for all women written on it, and in the background is woman servers wearing masks. It's beautiful. Find that one video. I didn't see that one. We'll look up that dress. Look up that dress and see what you guys talk about. Then we'll talk. Let me see. Oh, she's a whore New York politician. Jesus Christ! All these ads. This is what I see. I don't see. I'm assuming this dress. So women can be equal. Women's rights are under attack because we're not letting them sacrifice babies to Baal. So I don't know. But this is what I'm assuming the dress is. I could probably I could probably do a little bit more research to find the actual picture you're talking about. I don't want to waste a ton of time because there's a lot of comments I got to get to, and I'm behind. I'm about 5 minutes behind. I'm a Rippertarian. That's one nasty, stanky chicken. Trump was more of a classic liberal. He was an outsider. Can't have that. I still don't believe the narrative that he was a true outsider. I know. Countenance full of white supremacists is known. Holy smokes! Ogre Squasher just $101.61. Thank you, bro. Did you say anything? No, you didn't. Say anything, Ogre Squasher. And yeah, this is my issue. Conservatives sent for the state way too much. Conservatives are they're like the guy who calls himself alpha in a failed marriage, but they won't let the woman just go. And instead, they'll just keep getting mad at her, at them cheating on her, or her cheating on them. It's like, you're not alpha. Just break up with her and just lose half your cash and try to remake it. Have to relax on these political animals. I'm a polarizing Scorpio. Either you hate me or love me. No middle ground. Can't go after people without fear. I'll end up in the hustling. I don't want you to end up in the hustling. Salute to Ogre Squasher. That's the dress, but not the photo. I figured it wasn't the photo. They'll be at the Grove dancing fire. Yeah, they do love that Grove. Firelight praying to the Great Owl. Yeah, the Great Owl. It's not Molech. That's a different. Molech's a bull. If you ever see the bull with fire coming out, that's Molech. But yeah, the Great Owl. I know you do. Hell, I was them. Trump, my first time voting for Republican, been voting since 2000 and didn't vote in 12. I see. So that's your voting history. But yeah, it's not about the votes. And that's a hot topic, hot take. It ain't about votes, or at least not national. It ain't about who's the president. What's happening where you live? What can you do to stop it? We saw the superintendent. That's what we talked about earlier. A superintendent in New York with his woke bullshit. Couldn't keep the air conditioners on, but could put a BLM pamphlet together, put a BLM slideshow together, but couldn't get the air conditioning right, and he's gone. That has to happen. And I mean, whatever you vote, support you. Yes, Ogre, man. The Ogre Squasher strikes again. I forgot his drop. Got so many damn drops.
Ha! Don't you know who I am? I'm the
Ogre Squasher, bitch.
Yeah, I'm getting like Gary with the messed up drops. Oh boy.
Tremble before the might of the Ogre Squasher.
So yeah, hell, Ogre Squasher. Greetings. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the love for Ogre Squasher. Appreciate all the love for everyone else. To Gober Cow, everyone. All the love. Love the love. They say, where's the love? Is here in this chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's how I feel. Voted a few times. I won't do it again. I'm not into the voting. I'm more, one thing I might start doing is showing up at local shit myself, even though I'm planning on moving pretty soon. But still, that's where things have to happen. That's where impact happens. It doesn't just happen when it doesn't just happen, okay, I'll wait until the year I'm supposed to vote and then vote for the guy or gal that has an R by their name because it's not a D, and then everything all better. No. Didn't they tell you that you were going to vote last November and eagles were going to fly from the sky and Trump memes were going to fly and you know what I mean? Isn't that what everybody sold you? Every fucking conservative commentator sold you that dream and it didn't happen. Or you can say some fuckery was about. I'm a deep conspiracy guy who says the whole thing was just one big work. But that's neither here nor there. You were sold a dream by a bunch of people about these votes that was going to work and that was going to save things, and it didn't happen. And then they said something in January. Oh, they're going to recount. That's going to change it. And then it's a fucking massive psyop. In California, oh, Larry Elder, that's going to change things. And then it fucking doesn't. So that's not going to work. It ain't going to work. It's going to take a while. I don't know how much longer the system has. I don't know if we have enough time. Maybe we do. But it's going to take local pushback, and it's going to take cultural relevance. And a lot of that is even the media. That's what makes the fandom important. The fact that it does push back at a lot of bullshit. I try to still call things how I see it, like I said about the Hawkeye thing. It's a maybe, but we got to push back at the bullshit. That's how we have to. And then we do need the Rippaverse. We need established culture. It's a long-term plan. And it ain't culture war. It's really a spiritual war. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Reading the comments on YouTube and these Hollywood channels celebrating AIV. And it's brutally rationed. I'm assuming you mean ratioed. Someone asked what talking about ALC. Oh, maybe HIV. What she actually done for a district? I said she used to serve them beer and the food in a bar and she just quit. Yeah, she did more serving in the bar. She did way more as a semi-cute fucking waitress. And what happened with F&T? I figured they would come for them after AJ Styles was on. And he was saying a lot of shit, a lot of real shit. Got to hydrate or die. But he had a lot of stuff to say. And one of the important takeaways he said, most of us will be dead in 10 years if we don't do anything. And I absolutely believe that. Controlled ops or not, I absolutely believe that. And I talked about culture, right? Not culture casino, but culture in general. Pop culture, normie culture. Whoa. I just realized the post-millennial cannot spell Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, I don't know who the fuck she is. That's not who this story's about. Nicki Minaj calls Joy Ann Reid a lying, homophobic, the word that a lot of people call Larry Elder, unfortunately. After the MSNBC host talked her down in a finger-pointing way rant. So this is a black women on black women crime. Rapper Nicki Minaj, I guess Nicki will be technically Afro-Latina. That's neither here nor there. Afro-Latinx. Nicki Minaj called a firestorm Monday after tweeting her personal views surrounding the coof. It's not technically a vaccination. These remarks were picked up by MSNBC's Joy Reid, who said Minaj's words to encourage our community to not protect themselves, save their lives, made her sad. Minaj, in response, called Reid Uncle to meet Tamiana. Oh, boy. Minaj's tweet sent to her 22 million followers gave the reason why she refused the Met Gala. We just talked about crazy Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and that bullshit Chick-fil-A gown. Minaj said she hadn't yet received the jab and it's a requirement to attend the bash. And she didn't want to travel because she has a child at home. She says she's open to getting it once she feels she's done enough research, which she's currently working on. They want you to get jabbed for the Met. If I get jabbed, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Let's say wear the mask 2 strings. Grip your head and face, not the loose one. Although the Romans Revenge singer clearly stated that she wasn't against the jab, Reed and other leftist networks took pieces of her post out of context to say she was encouraging her followers not to get jazzed. So she really had a very balanced, normal thing. She was even pushing the mask. All she said is, hey, fuck the Met. I want to do my research. You guys be safe. That's actually a normal ass tweet. That's no for Nicki Minaj. I don't know if you guys remember her. I don't know if she still does music. I'm a boomer, right? But she was pretty out there. Got canceled, babies. What happened? Oh, they canceled Friday night. They got canceled. What? I saw that it existed, but I didn't look into it as far as the video. Cancel can't it's not gonna be on. So yeah, somebody smart me up to what's going on with F&T. Cancel babes. No more F&T. Such someone has been tagging the hell out of YouTube to pull them because of the Alex Jones video. Man, wonder if they're using their erotic live or something else. Need to invite some polar bears on F&T. Wow. Well, that's bullshit. Hell, Nicki Minaj, I don't know if she's currently, but I know she did get her Twitter was knocked down for this craziness. And I'm sure this article will talk about it. You know what? I'm going to finish this story and then we'll get into it just because, oh, yeah. Fuck. Maybe I should just play it now since that's what everyone's talking about. Hold on. I'll just play it now. And then I'll get back into the Nicki Minaj thing because there was another thing to talk about. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. I don't think Gary will strike me. Based, yeah. So on temporary cancels to get everything straightened out. They claim racism. Other stuff which baffles me. None of those guys are racist. And yeah, I guess it's just because they had AJ Styles on. All right, give me a second. Let me get my headphones and we'll play this video. Looks like it's an excerpt from the real BBC, I'm guessing. And then we'll get back into the Nicki Minaj thing. Alrighty, let's do this.
Nerderotic.com.
Somebody done fucked up.
Snitches
Yeah.
get stitches.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we were about free expression. That's what I thought we were about.
As they call it. Bitch made to fucking do that shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, but when you're dealing with bitches, you get bitch made.
We've said since the inception of EFAP, people have asked us would you want Movie Bob and etc. that's removed from the platform? Like, as long as he's not encouraging the death of the people he disagrees with.
So the reason they could have canceled the Nerdrotic channel, they could have put a strike on that, community strike, and prevent them from uploading. Because this is on Nerdrotic Live, I believe. Let me actually just make sure. No, they could Nerdrotic Daily. So they may have done something to the channel, which means they can't do it on the same channel. And yes, a lot of people have had AJ on, but they've been messed with. Even Tim Pool and his beanie. Just watched earlier clickbait. Is it clickbait? If this is clickbait, that's why I was wondering, are they really? I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know what was happening. So let's see what it is.
No, keep going, keep pumping out content. Hopefully you get better. I don't want you fucking erased. That's stupid. It's just completely antithetical to learning. You just cancel the entire process.
Exactly. I think exchanges of ideas are great. And I think people who are discouraging people from questioning the government and authoritative sources, I'd be wary of those. That's just my opinion. I'd be wary of those
I got
people.
mad as hell.
Now, I admittedly,
guess I'll find out
I've
tomorrow.
always been pretty counterculture on the outside looking
like
in.
that baseball
That's been
jersey
my
that
life.
Erotic has.
Pretty happy there.
Pretty clean.
And that's, I guess, the sphere we're in. I heard Jeremy from the Quartering use that term, and I'm like, I have not heard that term in a long time.
Clickbait.
But
I'm worried it's probably clickbait.
it's just or maybe there was a passing conversation on Twitter. I can't remember. Wants me and everybody on that show gone. Up until
see, that's what I think. When I saw this, I thought maybe it was just like, oh, they're trying to cancel them. He's talking about Twitter trying to cancel them. So the AJ is still up. Sorry, y'all fell for it. I fell for it. Okay. Crisis averted. All right. I was worried that it was like, and then since you didn't play the video, Vidge, I'm like, okay, I'm playing. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Because I was listening when I saw that damn stream, I'm like, man, they may fuck with them. Oh, don't cry. I need the Dilla song right there. Just like, don't cry. Okay. I did, and I watched this earlier. Okay. So it's about Twitter canceling. I'm not really worried. Twitter's not valid to me, man. Like there's this Nicki Minaj thing we were talking about has some Twitterness in it, but Twitter's not valid. I was worried YouTube could put a community strike on Gary's channel and then they can't upload, or he can't upload a tweet upload or stream for a week. Then that's an impactful thing. I'm like, oh fuck. That's what I thought they were gonna say. But people on Twitter, man, they're not even real. Like you can literally throw Twitter out. It's one of the most. It's the least impactful form of social media there is, by a lot. So yeah, and where they post, what's my man name? Kwame Brown, My Mama's Cooking World, where people are starting to notice a black person says something that's counterintuitive or counter narrative. Another black person, particularly you got a black male on a black male for Stephen A. Smith, or a black woman on a black woman, in this case, has to come and shame them publicly. There are people, I was talking to Matt about this, like I don't want to call it a movement of, I wouldn't say black conservatives, but anti-leftists. They may not like Trump, they may say fuck Trump too, but they're not with this leftist narrative. They're not with this leftist cult-like monolithic behavior, and that shit is more people are getting smart enough to it. Hell, 1.5 million people, 1.5 million black people moved to the states of Texas, Florida, and Georgia, and those are all Republican-ran states over the past year and a half. So, mostly Texas. So this is what they said. Even though she, remember her if we want to go back, this is her post because I got to reset it. She said they want you to get jabbed for the Met. If I get jabbed, won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working it out now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grip your head and face, not that loose one. So still pretty concerned about the coof. Didn't tell her fans what to do at all. Just said, this is what I'm doing because I'm, as an individual, these are my thoughts. So even though she said that, this is what Joy Reid says. You have a platform that's 22 million followers. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save lives, my God, that's not what she said. For you to use your platform and put them in a position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, as a fan, I'm so sad that you did that. That's what she said. But this is what Nicki Minaj said. She called her Uncle Tomiana, or Tomiana, I'm sorry. Funky Cold Medina. No, this is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another black woman by the request of the white man that you don't bother to read all my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumb ass on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman. Tomiana purposely chose to ignore these tweets and other Doom. So it's her starting to talk about positive stuff towards the jab. Because like what she said was very like vanilla milk toast. But she's not supposed to. She's a part of the she's a part of the fucking, naughty. You know what I mean? But then Nicki Minaj went even further. She called her a lying, homophobic, and this word here. Oh shit. Twitter. Guess I can join in the reindeer games too, right? People can go on TV, lie on me, and I can report on them too, right? Doesn't have to be truths, it can be half truths. Uncle Tamiana asks, who on earth would trust the US FDA, guys? So she pulled out some old tweets. Whoa! Look at this. Look what Nicki put out some old tweets about her. Who would trust the FDA? Which I agree with. Who would ever trust the CDC or the FDA? I agree with Joy Reid right here. So look at this. Oh, now it's a hacking chain. I guess she said some homophobic stuff for real. I don't know if it's real. Who knows? You know about his woke standards. Just funny stuff. The tax Minaj failed to change her position and make a decision to be jabbed or not. And then she talks about my cousin Trinidad won't get it because his friend got it and became impotent. Oh boy, his testicles became swollen. His friends was week away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So pray and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Wow. Look at this shit. Now it's become a thing. That was just showing this Tatiana. Okay. So yeah, this has become a whole thing. So much so that fucking Chucky doll had to talk about it. Saki herself. She actually, right here in this picture, I mean, they both look like dolls. Like she's like got the Barbie thing. But you know those like real creepy old school dolls from like the, I don't know what age, they have almost too much, almost Howdy Doody-esque. That's what she's got going on here. See what you guys are talking about. Oh yeah, sorry. It wasn't nothing, but no worries about that. Twitter, don't even have one. You're doing the Lord's work by not having one. Pop Culture Republic, and I appreciate you being here. Yep, black guard dogs try to cloak and trying to keep us in check. Non-Cuber. Don't have a Twitter, but I stay away from the drama and the politics. Sorry about this episode then. Only have YouTube, close everything else long ago. That's basically what I'm at. Dale of the Funky Homo Sapien. No, that's Bob Mr. Oh my God. I can't say the word now. I was saying Funky Cole Medina. That's Tone Low. But Mr. Davalina, Mr. Bob Davalina, Mr. Davalina, Mr. Bob Davalina. I think that's what it is. That's just raw. That album is raw as fuck. Is that Deltron or I think that's Deltron. The Hawaii Union posted a video a few days ago stating there are side effects to it. It's on YouTube. How about that? Dadman's checking out for the night. See you again later. I appreciate you, man. If you could go watch, leave a like if you haven't. You're probably already gone. But if you can leave a like and maybe watch the playback, I would appreciate it. Contour, Khon, K Honolulu 2. Still up saying people in Hawaii have, well, you know what? I said this on Twitter. They treat Elder and Nikki like the Dems did in slave times. Sick the dogs on them for different things. Only now the dogs are the woke SJW mobs. Yeah, man. But Vish, that was Trump's FDA. Hey, all's fair and whatever this bullshit is. Yep, and the fandom has put together, let no politician tear us apart. Here. I can't believe Nicki Minaj said something like that. She's not as dumb as we all thought. Sock but puppet with the P for psychology. Boris Johnson also talked about this. I love modern politics. It's crazy. Yeah, Wild Thing, that era. Tone. But yeah, Deltron 3000. Cool. It was a good album. Watching G&G since Last Jedi. I think they tried to cancel this 1,000 times in 4 years. Yeah, very true. Very true. But you know what? I thought something was going to happen more of that Alex Jones thing. But yeah, back to this shit. What kind of responsibility do you think someone like Nicki Minaj has with a real big platform when it comes to talking about the jab? What type of question is that? These fucking reporters are basically saying, let me read between the lines. Why do you think somebody we've allowed a big platform is not saying what we're telling them to say? What kind of responsibility do they have? Like, if we go back to her original comments, the original tweet that caused all this controversy, there was nothing encouraging anyone else to do a goddamn thing. It was just her stating her points, and then it went to hell. But still, the media only exists in narrative. They only live in narrative. Yep, this is straight out of 1984. Straight out of 1984. The plastic thing doesn't work. But yeah, have you seen all the other girls I said I would smash? I mean, obviously, come on, man. But I gotta get off of that, man. That's a work too. That's a stereotype too. Black men smashing the goddamn thing. Sometimes I see other pictures like, what the fuck are we doing? We gotta have higher standards than that. But Nicki Minaj is cute. Watching Neurotics is Happy in the Tick. I remember when he did the Tick. I still didn't see it. Yeah, this is wrong thing. How dare you not think what we're supposed to? I hope that anyone has a black platform is going to project accurate information about the effectiveness. You know what, Jen Psaki? I 100% agree. I hope each and every person with an accurate, with a big platform projects accurate information about the effectiveness and safety of the jab. I 100,000% agree. Not in the bullshit narrative you mean, but actually the actual information. The information of all the new people who are freshly jabbed, who are freshly hospitalized, who are freshly made cases. Please let that information out. Jesus. Oh boy. I would ask them if they have a problem with black women. That, you know what? That's their gimmick. That's what they would say. Anytime we question something, you got a problem with black women. Well, Jen Psaki, you white supremacist, you got a problem with black women? Is that how you say her name, Psaki? Limp Bizkit had a song saying, "Hell, Ron Martin." By the way, it's all about the he said, she said bullshit. Doo-doo-doo. That shit was wrong. Break stuff. Just one of those days. I forgot the rest of the lyrics. I remember parts of it. It's been a while. No, we didn't learn anything, by the way. Ron Martin. Yeah, and Twitter again, it's not real. Nikki overheard. Yeah, well, yeah, but that's not Amber Heard. Like, if we're talking either looks or as a person, that's not a high bar to climb. Amber Heard is in the same category with the girls we're talking about. Like, she's cute, but it's like she's not that cute, and she's an actual demon. Fuck her. For a minute. One thing I noticed about last week's FNT was that it's the quietest I've seen ads and the rest of the regulars. They can hardly get a word in. Yeah, Alex Jones had a ton of energy. He was on point for like good 2 hours, however long he was on. Straight out Compton, the crazy white supremacist named Ice Cube from the gang Crackers with Attitude. Oh boy. You have to see the whole video from Hawaii before they move it. Well, be well, guys. We gotta harass the White House. All right. Have a good night, one rough girl. Please wake up tomorrow, one rough girl. No one in this chat did anything to hurt themselves. Oh no, don't say it. I would say equal. Equality and equity amongst the culture crime fighters. No division. Maybe just outright just flip the greater sign, because Matt's doing pretty big things. So yeah, either equal or what's that? Equal or less than, whatever it is. It's interesting to see that this Nicki Minaj thing got to the White House. I mean, shouldn't be. This is the same White House that got her spiritual successor, Cardi B, on the campaign trail. So this is what it is. But this whole Nicki Minaj thing, it tells you a lot of things. One, we fucking Kwame Brown was fucking on to something. Kwame Brown was on to something, man. He was on to something. He really was. He really was. It's uncanny. This is uncanny. Well, one of yours are acting up. It's time for you to set them in check. It's like, the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So that's all but confirmed. On top of it, it's again the cultural thing, the culture war. She's one of theirs. She's a pop star. Therefore, leftists, why don't you agree with us? 100%. She wasn't even anti-vax. All she said, she didn't bring up the stuff about her cousin and his friend until the shit really got heated. That's just how it goes. I can't just say leftists because we've seen other groups eat their own a little bit, right? It's the culture war is fascinating, or the spiritual war, whatever this shit is. It's a fascinating bit of fuck it. There's nothing in pop culture being created more fascinating than this shit, right? You know what I mean? There's no TV show more fascinating than this crazy shit. You couldn't write this shit. There you go, Gomer Kyle. You got the lyrics. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fuck. Everybody sucks. Yeah. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. All right. Let's stop Limp Bizkit. I talked so much about politicians. I got one more political story. You love Limp Bizkit. Fight me over it. Limp Bizkit was better than I would not fight you. We'll be fighting on the same side. Limp Bizkit is underrated. Everyone just trashes on them now. Listen, Linkin Park is better than Limp Bizkit. Okay. But how many other bands in that style were really Korn? I don't consider it in that style. Limp Bizkit was good. Stop this Limp Bizkit disrespect to these millennials and these Zoomers. Just this disrespect. Limp Bizkit. They were the fucking Backstreet Boys. They got more respect for the Backstreet Boys than Limp Bizkit. What the fuck? Not being anti-Dadman enough, though, you have to push it on people. Absolutely. You have to. This is 1984. You got to think what the hive mind tells you to. And since your dildo's not a limp guy, which, I mean, he's a dildo. He can't be. So that's understandable. All right. One more political story. One more positive story. I am too tired and that's why I did not put it in the thing. I was thinking about retro games, but I'm too tired and I've been struggling with really bad back spasms for about a week, and they have been really bad today. So I'm hitting my limit of sitting in this chair. So we'll get into these two stories and then we'll go home. I guess if I feel like, I probably wouldn't tonight, but sometime over the weekend I want to get some retro gaming in. Now that we beat Streets of Rage, we need a new mountain to climb. All right. Texas Governor Greg Abbott closes 6 ports of entry to curb illegal immigration. The border crisis is so dire that U.S. CBP is requesting our help as the agents are overwhelmed by the chaos. I can imagine they are. Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced Thursday that 6 ports of entry along the southern border between Texas and Mexico will be shut down to stop these caravans from overrunning our state. This whole thing, I'm not going to act like an expert on either immigration as a concept or this crisis. I've been not really paying it mind, which I probably should, because over the next 12 months, I plan on moving into Texas myself. But this whole thing is a cluster fuck. It's almost unbelievable. Can't write shit. I mean, you can't write this shit. And yeah, I remember staying. It's been a while since sorry. Okay. That early 2000s rock scene was fun. I love Linkin Park more, but Durst did discover Aaron Lewis Stain. Yeah, shout out to Stain. I know they probably don't even play that song anymore. They've switched styles. And Ron Martin says, Hell VW, that Limp Bizkit was good. So I'm live just saying they aren't profound writers and poets, but fun. not groundbreaking philosophy, but they're good. They're not Radiohead. They're not trying to be. They're Limp Bizkit. Jeez, and I love Radiohead. And it's just such a dildo. All right, more about this stuff. The negligence of the Biden administration to do their job and secure the border is appalling. I have directed the Department of Public Safety and the Texas National Guard to surge personnel and vehicles to shut down 6 ports of entry along the southern border to stop these caravans from overrunning our state. The border crisis is so dire that CBP is requesting our help. Overwhelmed by the chaos, Abbott continued, unlike President Biden, the state of Texas remains committed to securing our border and protecting Americans. This is a fucking nightmare. And because they own the media, Biden gets what pressure does he really face for that? Never liked the new metal pop punk stuff. I did. I cannot lie. Even though Green Day was too, as far as pop punk, Green Day was a step too far. They had some songs. Even Sum 41 was. Maybe I didn't like the pop punk as much. I like Blink 182. Maybe I only like Blink 182. Maybe that's more accurate. Maybe I like that one pop punk band. Unless Weezer counts. Yeah. Again, yeah, he's a dildo. Makes sense. He wouldn't want to be limp. None of them are getting the jab. None of the thousands of distributing from Afghanistan. Yeah, they're not. Kind of happy they pushed the jab so hard. Otherwise, I might have gotten it. Yeah, there you go. Gotta look at the positive. Oh, he's fighting as well. Has some great patriotic songs out there. Well, really cool. That's cool. And that's, again, culture war stuff. You got to support. If that's your cup of tea, I haven't heard this stuff recently. If that's your cup of tea, you got to support it. That's how you win a culture war. You support those who represent. You don't just do it because they represent, what you think. But if the songs are good, you say great patriotic songs. They weren't shitty patriotic songs. You gotta rep that. Yes, okay. This is a lot of criticism of Biden, a lot of craziness. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck's going on, and this ad keeps killing me. Some of biological women, all these different words for women instead of women. I liked really all of those bands, except I've never heard of Chevelle. And no jab for this bear. I should defy to the bitter end. That's where I'm at, man. I think because everything's remote, I'm cool so far, not going wood for my current job, but I got to be in save mode in case I'm not. That's just what has to happen. Avril was just a hot chick playing punk, and we loved it. Chevelle, I like. The rest I can pass on some. Maybe I need to check out Chevelle. Biological nincompoops. Does anybody know what the hell's happening down there? I'm planning on moving to Texas. And I've done no research. Oof, I don't know from this, but at this point, I'd rather shoot fentanyl with a rusty syringe and take the jab. I don't plan on taking that jab. They're gonna have to forcefully administer it to me. Chevelle's Christian rock. I see. Yeah, it will have to be forcefully administered to me. Job doesn't scare me. Even honestly, they would have to pull the trigger. And I mean, I'm not saying they could just I don't know how deep this shit is gonna get. If they just kidnap and incapacitate and jab, there's nothing I can do. But short of that, I'm not taking it. Because I'm just there's gotta be points. When this whole thing started, I said that is my line. That's the line that is the hill I'm dying on. Right there. Are they? So is ICP, LOL. Oh boy. But the hill I'm dying on is the jab. When it started, I knew the jab was going to be a major issue. I knew it because they started to prep us with the mask mandates. They kept prepping us. And the jab itself may be a prep for something. Who knows? Microchip, RFID chip. But enough of the negative. Let's talk about the positive. We've gone on almost an hour. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me as like I said, had a back issue. Today has been really flaring up. So I'm going to cut it short. A woman pays for a 60 different strangers meal at a Pennsylvania diner. So yeah, this is not a woman does anything else with 60 strangers. Get your mind out of the hub. An anonymous diner decided to treat everyone to lunch at a restaurant in Pennsylvania on Monday. The newly reopened Country Diner in Higgins was packed during the lunch rush when the diner asked the manager, Lori Reniger, if she could pay for everyone's bill. I waited on this lady. It was time to pay her bill. She came up to the register and she said, I would like to pay for everyone's bill. I'm like, are you sure? She was like, yes. The diner paid $350 to cover all the customers' meals and tipped a server 60 customers. How cheap is this diner? Because, I mean, at modern prices, everything's fucking expensive. She also tipped the servers a total of $100. It was an act of kindness not only for the customers at Country Diner, but also for the employees, especially during a difficult time. Business has been up and down. Even though we're opening, we still can't get the help. You know, we had to do reduced hours. I know every place on earth closes early because nobody wants to work in fast foods. I don't know how people eat. Guess you gotta learn to cook. The woman wanted to remain anonymous, but employees want her to know how many people she touched by her generosity. I'd like to thank you so much. You made our day. It's wonderful you do that, Reniger said. And you guys make my day. You guys make my day. That's a cool story. Somebody paying for people's food at a diner. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. Let me see what you guys are so. You don't need to jab. You're a rake. Oh boy. Positive is good. I'm positive everything sucks. Yeah, that's why we gotta end on something positive. CBD is good for backs. I'm trying the old normal plant. I know they got CBD plant, CBD flower. That's not what I'm using. It's helping, but when it wears off. This is where I stand, and if I get it, if I die, I die. Yeah. Tell that to the government. Listen, if this you know the phrase that if they put a gun in your head, if they put a gun in my head, they're gonna have to pull the trigger. Oh, since dildo lives matter, they do. Keep going to the wrong restaurants. Apparently, you got the fist. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They'd probably make the day. And yeah, I don't think people are too kind in the Arctic. Maybe hustle over to Canada, eh? There we go. Let's see support for Dildo. Dildo lives matter. All right. This has been a really fun experience. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been off the whole time. You guys matter. We were talking yesterday in the Culture Crime Fighters about like why are these people famous? And it wasn't like from the standpoint of judging, like when I judge, okay, a lot of girls are average and they dial themselves up to be stars. It's just it's almost it's not to hate, but you just question why somebody made it, why is somebody so popular. But I'm really coming to realize that parasocial element is a huge element to the modern celebrity, to the modern era of entertainment in general. That's how, love him or hate him, Logan Paul is fighting, or whichever Paul brother was fucking fighting Floyd Mayweather. That's how it's because his fans have that connection with him. You guys have a connection with me. I have a connection with you guys. I love you guys. And I wish you the best. See? Love you, man. No homo. You guys love each other. This is awesome, man. You guys are awesome. So this is how that stuff starts. I really appreciate everybody. Things are going to get a little rocky as far as my schedule goes with because of my schedule, my work schedule. Saturday is going to be the only thing consistent. I may do a daily show or at least mostly daily throughout the week, throughout the day, once my schedule finally does change in work. I want to thank everybody for being here and everybody being supportive of everything I've done. When will you box Matt? No, we're going to do a tag team match against the Paul brothers. Duh. We each take on a Paul brother. How you maximize money. Take care of your human dildo, miscellaneous life form, artificial or otherwise. There you go. All right. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I really appreciate everybody here. Peace.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate